Well, he is the president. If he runs for re-election, I will support him. I think he is in a very strong position and will likely defeat Trump. And I think that the record that he's established, the fights that he's fought, have been very important ones. And I think, unfortunately, on some of the most important issues facing the working class of America, we've had zero support from Republicans. We've had some defections from Democrats, but he has tried his best to improve life.
Let's just look at a couple of things before we come on to the book. You said that the US withdrawal from Afghanistan was a courageous step that we strongly support. But look at Afghanistan now. You know, girls aren't in school, women aren't in jobs, the Taliban are back, there's terrorism, there's no justice. Was that a massive mistake?
No, it wasn't. Look, it's a horrible situation. What's gone on in Afghanistan for so long has been a terrible situation. But I think the United States cannot be involved in endless wars, not in Afghanistan, not in Iraq. The withdrawal was obviously not done as well as it should have been. But I think at the end of the day, the United States cannot be involved in the decision-making of countries all over the world.
So the first anniversary of the war in Ukraine is tomorrow.
What President Zelensky wants is F-16s from the US and the UK. Poland are likely to be sending MiGs. Should America send F-16s?
It's not an issue that I've been heavily involved in, but I support what the president is doing. I think what Putin did was outrageous, not only for the people of the Ukraine and all the destruction, not only for the thousands and tens of thousands of Russian soldiers who have been dying. We need a world now, if we're going to combat climate change, if we're going to combat future pandemics, we need a world to come together. And Putin has radically disrupted that, and that is a real tragedy. But I think at the end of the day, the United States, NATO cannot sit back and allow Putin's aggression to go unresponded to.
Can we turn now to your observations on Donald Trump? You're clear that you think that most of Trump's supporters weren't actually motivated by racism and bigotry. Do you think the Democrats were wrong to characterize it like that, a bit like Hillary Clinton's deplorable?
Yeah, I was. I think the deeper issue is, if you ask me, are some of Trump's supporters racist? Yes. Sexist? Yes. Homophobes? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, what's happening in the United States, and all over the world, by the way, many of the industrialized countries, is the working class is in serious trouble. People's standard of living is going down at the same time as billionaires are becoming much richer. That is what this book is about. And I think that for many decades now, what the Democratic Party has done is turn its back on the loss of good-paying jobs in the United States, the increase in poverty.
You say that billionaires in America are every bit as dangerous as oligarchs surrounding Vladimir Putin, but how can you justify that? You know, presumably, billionaires in America don't have private armories. They're not necessarily laundering billions of dollars. Who does that?
I didn't say that they were as dangerous. What I said is that in America, what we say is Russia has oligarchs. Do they? Absolutely. Is Putin part of that? Absolutely. But in America, have you heard anyone talk about oligarchy? The answer is we don't. And in the book, we make it clear that you have more concentration of ownership right now in sector after sector than we've ever had. More income and wealth inequality than we've ever had. More corporate control over the media than we have ever have. So when the rich get much richer and have incredible political power, I call that an oligarchy.
So Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, yeah. Bill Gates are dangerous oligarchs.
They have far too much wealth and far too much power. And danger is, let me talk about danger. And danger is when you have billionaires who can contribute unlimited amounts of money into the political process and elect the candidates that they want. That is dangerous.
But then you've got billionaires like Bill Gates. You could say what he's done for, right, medical development all over the world.
I know Bill Gates. Bill Gates is a nice guy, but still the point is he worth, is anybody? When you have, should we have a society with so much income and wealth inequality? This is not an attack. I say it in the book. It's not an attack on individuals. It's an attack on a system that allows for that inequality.
One of America's big problems are guns. And yet you want to reform the Constitution, but you don't say anything about the Second Amendment. You don't say anything about getting rid of guns. Why shouldn't it be like Canada? Because the majority of the
people, no, we have people who hunt, people who do target practice, that's all. That's our culture. Your culture may be different. But the danger is that we have people who have guns who are often should not have guns. They are people who've been involved in domestic violence, mentally unstable, and what we have to do is have thorough background checks as to who owns guns.
When you wore mittens to the Biden inauguration, it caused a sensation and spewed a whole...
I wouldn't use the word sensation.
Oh, it did. Oh, it did. And some incredible memes. Which are your favourites?
Oh, some of them are really funny. I mean,
Aren't
you got Forrest Gump there?
I haven't got Forrest Gump
I think you do.
there.
On the other side, is that him?
Yeah, got Forrest Gump there. Got you on the...
Right. I think I'm on the moon. Is that me on the moon?
You're on the moon. You're on the solar system. Yeah. And here you are on above the ground with all the workers. What do you like?
Well, I think they're all very clever. But what's interesting, people don't know this, is what my campaign did is we took that meme, we put it on sweatshirts and T-shirts. We raised millions of dollars, which were then donated to charities for low-income people in Vermont.
Bernie Sanders, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.